It's time to nerd up or shut up.
Let's get dangerous.
Welcome to the 30 and Nerdy Podcast, the flagship show of Badcast Company Productions. 30 and Nerdy Podcast is an alternate reality radio show, a member of the Legion of Independent Podcasts, and part of the Council of Nerds. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Reach out using the hashtag 30andNerdyPod. You can also find us and other amazing podcasts at podchaser.com by searching TheApodalypse and PodNation. Got something to say? Email us at 30andnerdypod@gmail.com or check out the website at 30andnerdypodcast.com. Now, sit back, crank it to 11. The nerds are here.
Welcome to the chat of the royalist of rumbles. And welcome to the season 3 premiere of 30 and Nerdy Podcast, aka the boys of the Badcast Company Productions are together on the season 3 premiere of 30 and Nerdy to talk all things WWE Royal Rumble. I am joined by the juicy one himself, Dr. Davis. The juice is loose. How are you, Juice?
Hey, what's up?
And of course, what's a rumble? What's anything wrestling without a little ranting? And we brought just the man for the job, the Rev himself, Logan Roach.
As for dramatic effect, what's up, fellas? Insert applause.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah. Yes, and chants. That's all WWE does anyway, so we can do what we want to.
That's true. Pipe in sound.
We create heels and faces here.
So, gentlemen, Royal Rumble, the first pay-per-view of the year 2021. It was a year ago today where we started to slowly realize that things were about to get serious with this pandemic. You know, I had not moved. No, it wasn't a year ago. When did I move to Atlanta, Logan? February 13th. So a week.
Mm-hmm.
So
almost.
Mm-hmm. So a year ago, we hadn't even heard stirrings yet of the pandemic. We had cases here in the U.S., but you know, hush hush, keep it quiet. So I'm about to move to Atlanta. Juice, we watched that Rumble together, correct?
Yeah.
That was the Rumble that Edge returned after telling us for years that he'd never wrestling again, being told for years he'd never wrestle again. And of course, we were in the group text with Rev here, who was in Atlanta. So just initially talking about that Rumble, a year has passed since Edge's return. Do you still feel the wave of fandom, Rev, for Edge?
You know, I was thinking about this the other night. I do love me some Edge, and I did clearly pop when he come out, but I feel like just with everything that happened, it kind of derailed him a little bit, because even with Mania, felt kind of different. And then him coming back now, and he actually told us that he's coming back, which obviously I still love watching Edge, but I feel like even we've talked about with Drew too. So like his moment kind of not really got stolen, but kind of in a way too, you know? So it's just, I don't think it's dwindling at all, but it's different, really, kind of like when Punk came back. It was like, oh wow, Punk's back on TV, but it's not like a Rumble when we went live and then Edge returned and I almost jumped off the balcony. So it's just different.
So, Juice, do you think that I've been waiting for this to ask? We got to see his triumphant return 11 years ago at that Rumble, and he won that Rumble. The three of us were in Atlanta watching that Rumble. And then what we did not know a couple years down the road, that the WrestleMania that we would be at was his last WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. It was the following year.
The following year. We did not know until the night after he came out on Raw that we had just witnessed Edge's last WrestleMania. Does him being back and him defying the odds, does it change that for you?
Not really, because it's a separate run. I mean, that was the main part of his career. It was before Hall of Fame and all that. So this is sort of like part 2 / the grand finale, you know? Mm-hmm. So no, it doesn't really change it for me. I'm still glad that we were there for that, and that we can say, oh, we were there when he came back to the Rumble and he won that time. And we were there at his last WrestleMania of his main run. So that's how I feel about it. Because it's not like it's not like he's going to, do this for 10 more years or anything like that, So this is just like a bonus.
Yeah. Bonus features.
Yeah.
On the DVD that is The Life of Edge.
I already got one. Now I have to rebuy it.
And with Christian showing up now, it's like the cast reunion, Because I think that we'll get more Christian too.
I think so too. And we are mere commentators on this new DVD that has come out. Not director commentators, but we are commentators. So flash forward a year, here we are, the 2021 Royal Rumble. We have had before we get to that, after last year's Royal Rumble, the three of us, we were going to go to WrestleMania in Tampa, and it unfortunately was canceled due to COVID. So now flash forward to this Rumble, the pirate logo is there again. Because
the 2-time
they're going back to Tampa, the 2-time WrestleMania logo, the pirate. It doesn't really chap my ass that they're going back. I get it, but it just kind of rubs, puts a little salt on the wound. That
we get a disc. We try to go again.
I think we should. I think they should be like everyone who
40% off
to go last year. You should get at least 25-30% off your tickets if you want a chance to go back.
I mean, they just made $1 billion, so they're not hurting for money. So
that's true. So Royal Rumble 2021. I was not at the house yet when the pre-show was going on, and you all were getting the 50 wings that we ordered for the night. And
may they rest in peace.
I'm gonna be honest. Going in when we were texting and you were like, "We're getting 50," it just hit me. I was like, "God, I don't really eat. I've been doing low carb and meatless Mondays and all that, and so it's kind of caused me to eat less anytime I do eat, no matter what day of the week it is." And I was like, I don't think I'll eat that many because I'm already thinking I won't eat that many. I'm already kind of full going into the night, and I don't know. And I said, I think 50 is too many. And when you sent the picture of the menu, and I saw that they went from 20 increments, it's like 5, 10, 15, and 20, and then they jumped to 50. I was like, that's kind of stupid.
Or brilliant.
So we wound up with 50. And spoiler alert, nerds, we finished them all.
Well, I mean,
it's a special occasion, okay?
Just before anything, we are grown men here, okay? We're not toddlers, all right? we're cultivating mass. All right, we don't know what's happening. This pandemic's got us indoors. It was snowing last week. I'm eating 50 wings every time.
Yes, they were delicious. So you all watched on your phone, I'm guessing. Well, obviously Josh didn't because he was driving. He would never drive and watch on his phone at the same time. Never seen
What do
him
you
do that before.
You think I'm a lunatic or something? Come on.
Yeah, of course.
Snowing. What? Watching WWE Network while driving. What? Picking up wings. What?
So take us to
Logan
the
watched, I
pre-show. It
listened.
was
Yeah.
the women's tag team titles, and it was Flair and Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Sorry, the oh so amazing, the fantastic, the greatest gift that anyone has ever given us, Charlotte Flair.
The Omni Flare.
The Omni Flair. And
Y'all are so
Asuka.
ridiculous with the Charlotte Flair stuff, man. Come on.
And then on the next side, we got D-Mac's favorite wrestler, Miss Shayna Baszler.
So the women's tag team championship match saw Charlotte Flair and Asuka defending their titles against two wrestlers that I honestly could do without if they never were in the WWE ever again. And that is Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Why don't y'all talk about the match? Because like I said, I didn't see it. You listened, Juice. You watched Rev. Anything good stick out?
I mean, I watched the snow mostly and just listened. There's nothing really I thought was fantastic. I really don't like what they're doing with Asuka. I don't understand. Like, she's the women's champion and she's getting doo-dooed on this pre-show tag team match and also getting doo-dooed on in the Rumble. So I don't think that title means anything right now. They have little to no respect for her, but they have to get the titles off of them, I guess, so Charlotte can fight Asuka at some point.
I'm just glad that she's not screaming in Japanese all the time. Like she's
so talented, though.
You know.
She's so fun to watch. She's so good, and she's just jobbing for Miss Potato Head and MMA girl over here.
I really miss the original monster Asuka.
Which Charlotte ruined.
Undefeated. Yeah.
She needs the Empress of Tomorrow.
Yeah, she's too good. Way too good. Which, I mean, obviously probably the language barrier is keeping her back, but they put the title on her. Like, why job on this pay-per-view? Like, beginning of Road to WrestleMania to Nia and Baszler. How long is that going to last? They have to know nobody likes this tag team.
Yeah.
I think they know.
I know.
I don't know. I have seen far more disdain for these two, especially as a tag team, than I have fans. And it goes without saying, how long do you let this go on? I mean, did you knowingly strip Asuka and Charlotte because you had some other direction they were going just to put it on two people we don't like as fans, just so they'll lose it again next month or at Mania by somebody we do like maybe the Iconics get back together or whatever?
I think it's a positive that Asuka and Charlotte are no longer tag teams because for whatever reason, they broke up like 3 legit women tag teams to put randoms together for no reason. Mm-hmm. So they had to get the titles off. But, I mean, who's Nia and Baszler going to fight now? I just don't think they have any, like, direction or purpose. But positive, frees up Charlotte, frees up Asuka. Maybe they'll have some runs, like, down the line toward Mania, hopefully.
I wish that Tamina and Naomi would start rolling with Roman Reigns and being like the big Samoan stable. Yeah. And, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, they think they're bad, but then these two chicks show up backed by the head of the table and all that. and then they take the women's tag team titles.
You think
I like
Naomi
that.
would go like bad Naomi though? She's been doing that glow thing for a while.
She was
She
bad
can be-
before. I think she could do it.
She can be
To-
bad and glowy.
To be a part of the family, I think it'd be worth it.
I think it would be good. At least it would have like some direction for the tag team belts and make it kind of mean something.
Well, they just need to. I mean, we'll get to Roman Reigns in a minute, but like they just need to keep this thing going as long as they can, milk this thing out, and do the stable thing, and have Roman just like we need to have so much heat on him because he's taken down like big heroes. Like I want to see him take down The Rock and Daniel Bryan and all these people that we love.
Well, we need a good stable because we like factions. We liked
Yeah.
Nexus. You know,
We
we
don't have-
liked the
we haven't
Wyatts
had one
when
in
they
a
were a
while.
faction.
Oh,
And
we
the
got
faction they've
the
given us is the
redemption, reflection,
redemption or
Rev-
resignation. Or
retribution.
yeah,
That's it.
them. Freaking T-Sack and Armbar and Cloverleaf and whatever the hell their names are.
Marshmallow.
Slapjack and
Dewdrop.
Dewdrop and Patty Slap and something like that. I don't know.
So stupid. So
Very
stupid. Hayden Christensen stupid is what that is. It's like, oh, we got this rebellious faction, this whole big group of people, and they're causing chaos and carnage and everything. Oh, but really it's 4 dudes and 3 of them are wearing stupid masks, and we know that they're all from NXT. Oh, and they have contracts with the company, and they get traded on rosters and all that stuff. But you gotta look out for those redemption guys, man. They're real bad news.
Didn't they let them talk?
Oh Lord.
They should have been quiet. So dumb.
And then they gave their
Random
leader
name
was
generator,
Ali,
T-Bar.
who is Ali, who is talented.
I like
do
him
think
a
he's
lot.
talented, but he's got such a chip on his shoulder. And
Seth Rollins 2.0.
He does look a lot like Seth Rollins.
yes. So that was the only pre-show match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, there was a lot of talking. JBL come back. Booker T come back. Well, he's always on there. But who else come back? Wasn't there somebody else?
King
King was
on the
over
panel.
there. Yeah. I
And
do
our
miss what's her face though?
Renee Young.
Renee
Renee.
Young. I miss her so much. She was so good.
Yeah. You know, she's having
Yeah.
a baby.
She has a podcast too. I've been listening to. She's pretty good, pretty fun, and she got Punk to come on there. That's what got me started listening to it.
Well, they work together for Fox, so
Mhm.
they got a
It was
good
just
rapport.
a chat though. Just a nice chat.
The presenting sponsor of Season 3 of 30 and Nerdy Podcast is Advertising Expressions. Advertising Expressions exist to promote your business, school, church, or even your podcast, like they do 30 and Nerdy. They promote such organizations by getting their name in front of as many as possible, as often as possible, for as long as possible. So whether you advertise on your rear window or wear a shirt so that strangers on a train know where you work, be sure that Advertising Expressions can help you. After all, I confess, this nerd uses nobody except Advertising Expressions. Cheers to you, nerds. So we get to the main story, the actual pay-per-view. And we start out with, you've got the list of events, right, Juice?
Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg.
You know, one of those matches we've all been dreaming to see. Oh,
And I'm pretty sure, Logan, did I not tell you? I know what's going to happen. Finisher. So it'd be what's Drew McIntyre's kick called? The
the Claymore.
Claymore kick out, spear, kick out, jackhammer, kick out,
Well, too, what was weird,
kick.
I
1, 2,
thought
3.
on this match is like why Drew kind of went heel at first. That makes no sense. Why would you like want to ruin your babyface? Like before the bell run, he like sneak headbutts Goldberg and then spears him, and then the ref doesn't like ring the bell at all. Then they roll outside. So it's just like it was a weird start. Like why didn't the ref ring the bell after he like
I don't know.
headbutted
Maybe
him and speared him?
maybe it was just a screw up.
I don't know. Why would you have your main babyface, like your literal number one babyface, like sneak headbutt Goldberg though?
I don't know, just to show aggression. Because
I think it's
Goldberg's
aggression.
It's
an
a
animal.
dirty heel move.
Well, it wasn't that dirty. It wasn't like he did a low
that
blow
dirty.
or a.
He headbutted the man before the match started.
I don't know. To me,
but even as a face, McIntyre has headbutted quite a few people.
that doesn't
guess so.
scream heel to me.
And then half the match was outside too, because Goldberg got a spear through the guardrail, and they were fighting in the
Yeah.
screen people. It was just weird.
Yeah.
2
Which,
minutes
I mean,
and 32 seconds.
was that all it was? Good
Yeah.
Lord. Well, I mean, half of it was outside before they rang the bell too, though. I say in total it was about 5, which is pretty good for Goldberg. But I mean, you have to do that. You can't like make him have like a legit match.
No, he doesn't have the stamina.
He can't do that.
Mm-mm.
Then like, it's just okay. I'm doo-dooing on Goldberg right here, but like, why is he the one in WWE to be like it was just stupid startup. He comes out to Drew. He's like, well, you don't respect legends. Like, what do you mean? He always talks about respect and like the right way to do things. And then at the end of the match, he's like, you got it, kid. You got my approval. You're the one passing the torch. He's never in WWF. What does that mean? Just because he's an old wrestler, like you're taking it over, kid? Like, I don't know. I hate Goldberg now,
Yeah.
bro. Why do people always come back?
I would, as a fan, respect the passing of the torch to Drew from the likes of H or Taker or Sean or
Who cares,
any of
like-
those. But Goldberg, I mean, and this is no disrespect to WCW. Even when he was in WCW, I was like, he's kind of like Brock Lesnar. He's just a mean big son
I
of
mean,
a
you
gun.
can't take
who's-
away like his contribution to the business. I understand that he hit at the perfect time, and you could argue at the time he was hot. There's probably nobody in WCW that was hotter than Goldberg at the time. But at the same time, he was never in WWE really until his like later years. He was never in while he was
And-
like big.
That was a screwed up WrestleMania. People still talk trash about that WrestleMania.
Yeah, the first one with Brock, awful.
Yes. With Austin as the ref.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like they threw
people still
everything at
shit
that to
talk
make it good. I don't know. I feel like with Taker and with Goldberg, they have just used those poor guys to like their tank is completely empty and they're just like they've got no oil in the car and they're just grinding the engine and it's just like, bro, just park it. Just park it and leave it on the side of the road.
But we've talked, a million fiscal times about the fact that how big of an Undertaker fan I've always been since childhood. But man, these last 5 years have just made me pity him and not love him as much because they just rode him and put him up wet, and it sucks, and for true Goldberg fans, I would imagine they probably feel the same about Bill. I've been like, dude, why didn't you just stay retired? We loved you when you went out, and we knew that you were still a monster and you're still a big guy, and we want to remember the Goldberg who had to be tased to lose your streak.
Like the first time that he came back for a short little run, okay, cool. Did he need the title? In my opinion, no. Was it kind of cool to see him there? Yeah. And then after that, like maybe if he's in the Rumble now and then and he throws out 3 or 4 guys and does a couple of impressive things, we see some spears, like that's good enough, don't you think? Like I don't need him in the main event picture. I don't need him with a title or in any kind of title picture at all. It does nothing for me. Literally nothing. So I hope
like,
this is the last time.
The good and the bad meter. Obviously, the good, he didn't win, so that's nice.
Oh gosh.
Because I was thinking there for a minute they're like going to do another run like they did and completely crush the Fiend.
We went in with this negative thought of what if Goldberg wins this title and then Brock enters and wins the Rumble and we get Brock and Goldberg at Mania. We were so prepared. It's almost like we were like, let's just go ahead and throw this into the universe that if it does happen, we're not as pissed off because we called it. But luckily it did not happen.
I don't think Drew gained or lost anything for this. This is just like a flatline platform for him.
Placeholder match.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've heard rumors too that they're trying to find something for Goldberg down the line at WrestleMania, which he's going to be some part of WrestleMania. Which
the only thing that would be worth anything is Goldberg and Riddle because they have real life legitimate heat.
And Riddle just signed an extension too.
That would be the only thing.
Or he's a triple threat and we get 3 spears. Reigns, Goldberg, and Edge. It's going to get a little weird.
That would be great.
3 spears. But anyway,
so
at least Drew won.
McIntyre goes over. McIntyre wins. He retains his title. And we get this cheesy, silly, you did it, kid. You passed the test.
Another
raise each other's hands.
Question: how do you like Drew's entrance now? I feel like it's extended by like 4 times now, time wise. How do you feel about it?
I think it's a little cheesy.
It's cheesy. Like he grabs like the claymore.
I get it. It's Braveheart. He's got the claymore. He's Scottish. I get it. But in all honesty, I loved his initial theme song when he was first in WWE. That song was fantastic. And just his slow walk out, I enjoyed that. It's just...
You know whose entrance I miss is Aleister Black's in NXT. That was such a good entrance. Where he did like the coffin raise.
Is he
Where is Aleister
gone
Black?
now?
I don't know. I heard that he was thinking about getting released, but I don't know contract timeline. So he's done nothing. They dropped the ball completely with him.
Oh, gosh,
Is he even
did
in the
they
Rumble?
ever.
No.
We haven't seen him in a while.
That's crazy.
So our next match of the night, Juice.
Sasha Banks and Carmella, accompanied by Reginald.
Reggie.
You know, I hate it because I feel like Carmella is stuck in this role, which I'm not a huge fan of Carmella, but I feel like she's a person that could be a crazy good athlete. She's like super talented, super athletic, but she's just stuck in this like basic pretty girl WWE role. And I just think she's going to be stuck there forever.
There was a little run there when she had the title where she was like moonwalking and like excited and had the hat on backwards. I was like, I don't like this. I like this. This is good. I can handle this. Granted, contrary to what, Dr. Love says, there is a box of gimmicks that they pull from. And this is Emelina 2.0, Brother Love, whatever, Bruce Pritchard. There's a box of gimmicks, and this is Emelina 2.0 or whatever, and it's just it's whatever. I mean, she is athletic, and she is talented.
I didn't even know this match was happening. I haven't seen anything with Sasha Banks and Carmella. I've missed it somehow. I didn't know. I didn't care too much. No offense to Sasha Banks or Carmella, but I didn't care.
But we love the boss. We love Sasha Banks.
I love Sasha Banks, but I don't even think that I saw much of this match for some reason. Like, was I out of the room or something?
You were there, I think.
I don't know.
The boss goes over. That's all that matters.
I must have zoned
there's
out.
not much to say.
Sasha Banks
boss
retained in 10 minutes and 25 seconds.
And I would imagine that is who Bianca is going to challenge.
I would think. Like why
because
she
they've been
has no
doing a
relation with
few
Asuka.
story things. They've been tagging some and had to fight some in Fatal 4-Ways.
I
think it'll-
hope not, because I expect Sasha to hold the title for a long time, because she's got a new reality show coming out. Did you know that? Did you hear about this?
Mm.
So I expect she's going to have a real good lengthy run with the title, and I want Bianca Belair to win the title. And I
don't think anybody would care about Asuka and Bianca Belair though.
I don't know. Well, not right now because Asuka's been losing. So that's a fair point. But if they turn things around quickly over the next little bit, maybe
With
they do
Charlotte.
some kind of heel. Well, no, it's not going to be Charlotte. Y'all got to lay off the Charlotte stuff.
You want to bet money right now that Charlotte and Asuka start a feud and she gets it within the next 2 pay-per-views?
No, because
guarantee.
Charlotte's going to do a thing with Lacey Evans.
Okay,
The
let's
next
put money on it
pay-per-view,
then.
maybe.
I guarantee there'll be a 3-way, or she'll take the belt off of Asuka and maybe even a Raw, and then she'll have it going into Mania.
I
think
don't
Becky
think
comes
so.
back.
No.
I don't think she has the belt going into Mania. However, I could see Flair and Lacey will fight at the next pay-per-view. That's a given. And I think going into Mania, though, after she's dealt with the Lacey Evans monster on her back, which I think this whole thing with Flair is a ploy. I think they're flares and they'll stick together, and Flair just has Lacey Evans under his finger and I'm on your side and let's cause some havoc with my daughter. At the next pay-per-view, Flair actually turns back to Charlotte, helps her beat Lacey. They beat the crap out of her, whatever. And then that solidified. And then she's like, oh yeah, and by the way, it's Asuka's fault we lost. So I'm going to take the title off of her. And then you've got Asuka and Flair at Mania.
No. I don't think so.
Well, we've seen that before. You got to put Rhea in
How
something.
many times did we see Orton and Cena, Orton and Drew? I mean,
Yeah, but they're
we'll see
draws, though.
Charlotte and Asuka a lot.
We'll see Charlotte a lot.
Like a frog putting on pants.
Bro, why she do like, okay, I'm just, this kind of is slash rant because I'm just getting all my grievances out tonight. So why is, like, for the past 2 months, Flair comes to the ramp and it distracts freaking Charlotte, and she gets out of the ring and walks like Jason Voorhees pointing at somebody, like
2
slow
months?
drain.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Oh no, it's not been 2 weeks. I exaggerate a little bit, but it's definitely not been 2 weeks.
It's been like 2 weeks.
And she just walks up there. She's just like,
Do you
"What
know
are
how-
guys
do you know how I
doing?"
know
And then
that?
her partner got pinned in the ring. Like, why is she going up there all the time? Why is that a distraction?
Do you know how I
Greatest of
know
all
that it's
time.
not been that long? Because this whole thing started on the Legends night like 2 weeks ago when Ric
It's been
Flair
like at least
caused
a
her.
month.
No.
I had to put up with Charlotte for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
I
cut most
would
of that
say it is absolutely ridiculous that if she were to win, that within the year, if she's to hold the belt, she will get to 16-time women's champion far quicker than her father ever got to the 16-time champion. And I just think that that's ridiculous. Because she's held the
why not,
title
though?
she's held the title. I mean, I get it, but
She's a Flair.
What?
if you
She loses
look
a lot.
at how long she's been in the business compared to, most careers.
I mean,
I've been a
women
Women have
careers.
an eye.
women have shorter careers.
Yeah, women careers. She's been there a long time.
I guess but that many times in that short of a career, I
Think
just
about-
think
Like, how many years do you think she has left? She's probably got a decade left.
If that.
She's probably got a good solid 8 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
but I don't see her doing what the Bellas do. She's
What?
not got a life like a show after
She can
WWE.
she can train
Yeah,
She can work
she'll-
for the company in any capacity whatsoever. She can train. She can run like a women's division at the performance center. There's tons. She can be an agent.
She could do like her father and wrestle until he's 67.
Yeah.
And then, she can be like her father
She's
and
gonna be the next Moolah.
have a hard time staying out of the spotlight and just be a manager to someone.
She could flip
has
the
a
roles
flair.
and get like a young Matt Riddle. She's like 70.
So back to
definitely
the
gonna be
match at
amazing.
hand.
Yeah.
Sasha
won.
Sasha wins, and that's all that matters because we are fans of the boss, and it was boss time.
With the bank statement. I do love a good submission.
Mm-hmm. And
good.
next,
The women's Royal Rumble match.
all right, women's Royal Rumble match. Now, we normally, with the Royal Rumble, and this dates back to the days of going to Buffalo Wild Wings and watching, we always had little wagers like whoever won their pick, whoever picked the winner of the Royal Rumble. It started out as they got their dinner bought for them. Now it's progressed to we get 3 numbers, correct?
I think we do it
Three
in a
numbers.
different way every year. I really don't know.
So we get 3 numbers and say a name that you could see winning the
Main
Royal
pick.
Rumble.
Yep.
A main pick and 3 numbers. We, thanks to our dear teacher, we had a nice whiteboard set up in
Which
the
he
room.
was so proud of. I don't know
was
if you
very
posted
proud.
that picture anywhere, but
I've
go
not
check that
posted
thing
the
out.
picture, but
Go check
I
that
was.
thing out. You should do it
I
on the
will.
30 and Nerdy podcast.
I will.
Our listeners
I
can go
will.
check
I
out
plan
that
on it.
board. Beautiful
Thought it
board,
was-
by the way.
Thought it was a great idea. Thank you. Thank you.
It is. It's a fantastic.
Made things
idea.
exciting.
So we
Juice was,
had
like, ready
1 through
to-
30. Oh my
Like
gosh!
squat position every time. I haven't seen him more excited than this year about the countdowns. I
I'm
don't think ever.
always the note taker during the Rumble.
Mm.
Usually I'm writing it out on a little notepad or something like that, but I was like, I found that was Becky's whiteboard and little podium, and I was like, it's perfect.
Sweetheart, can I please borrow this?
Oh no, sir, I didn't ask. I just did. This is my house.
Who wears the pants in this family? What? What?
Don't tell her I said
Nothing. No, nothing. I'll be quiet. Sorry.
She was adamant though that I should have used chart paper instead.
Okay. A
Charts.
bunch of teachers.
I was like,
What
no,
a
I want to
bunch
use the
of
whiteboard.
teachers.
So
It was good though. I liked it a
So
lot.
we had 1 through 30. We had our numbers picked, and my pick to win was Alexa Bliss. Rev, yours was
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah. The
Charlotte
Omniflayer. The Holy One.
Omniflayer. And Juice picked Bianca Blair. Now, there is some skepticism as to how fair that was, that he already had his pick ready before we even got in the room.
We should have drew numbers.
He had time to plot and to plan and to listen to the great podcasts out there on who could possibly win this, and he had his pick written down before I even
Sneaky
got in
pick,
the
bro.
room.
house rules, okay? House rules.
I drove 5 hours. I deserved the first pick. Okay. Easily
If-
deserved the first pick.
Hey, you know my men's pick didn't win, and I don't hear you complaining about that.
I'll complain because my argument is you guys might have won, but my average is a lot better than both of yours. Okay?
Average of what?
Average of pick, okay? 3 and 3 is better than 1 and 26 and 20 whatever. Averages, bro. Okay.
We'll talk about the averages. Juice, take us through the first 2 entrants.
Bailey and Naomi.
Now, neither one of these were our
That was a
numbered
return,
picks.
Naomi's
Naomi-
not been around in a while.
Naomi was a return.
Yes.
She was
So
looking
Naomi
fine
and Bailey started
with the,
out.
Glow and stuff. I always like her entrance. A lot of good energy.
She's very energetic. So they start out, good match, good fights. And then number 3,
Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair. which, spoiler alert, wins the thing from number 3 in her
She lasted
debut.
a grand total of 56 minutes and 52 seconds and eliminated 4 other competitors.
Dang.
Was that her debut?
No, sir. She was in the Rumble last year.
She lasted a long time last year too, though. I think.
Last year, I think she had like 7 or 8 eliminations.
Mm-hmm.
They've been high on her for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the fans have too. We have too. So number 4,
Billie Kay.
Billie Kay.
I feel like she's too funny for her like spot. Like I don't feel like she'll ever get anywhere, but she's such a fun person to watch. Just comedically and just like her. I don't know. She's got very good comedic timing. I just don't think she'll ever
She
get
did
anywhere.
the funny thing, like she didn't enter yet. She went to the commentators table and sat down for a while and talked to them, and then for like the 5, 6, and 7 spot that came out, she kept trying to team with them.
Yeah,
They're like,
giving
me and you.
the application.
Yes,
That's funny.
yes. She's got a headshot, and she's like, "This is my resume to be part of your team," because she's been doing this silly stuff for the past few weeks, trying to be with the Riot Squad. And it's funny and all that, but at the end of the day, I think any fan would tell you they broke up the Iconics far too soon.
Yeah.
Far too soon.
Agreed.
And I mean, Peyton Royce is fantastic. And I do think that she's got a great singles career ahead of her if she stays healthy. But just, it was too soon. They were a good tag team. And I liked them. They were kind of like early Edge and Christian doing the pose. And it was fun. So who was number 5?
Shotzi Blackheart. She was
Shotzi
also
came out in the tank.
She was also the first woman eliminated from the match after 3 minutes and 46 seconds.
Yeesh. Numbers, and then why don't you just take us through 6 through 10?
Okay, number 6, we have Shayna Baszler. 7, Toni Storm. 8, Jillian Hall with a return. Ruby Riott at number 9. And 10, another big return, Victoria. That was very exciting.
It was exciting, but you could see the years on her in the ring. She's not the Victoria that we watched in the Attitude or the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah,
She's
of
definitely
course.
not that Victoria.
But she still was
Super
pretty
legit.
impressive.
Stout.
Yeah.
She was stout still. Strong. Such a strong.
And Jillian, that was an interesting return too. Not that I was ever like against Jillian, but it's like a cool. But Toni Storm though, I like that entrance. She's been really good on NXT.
It kind of felt, Jillian's return kind of felt like last year when Santina Morella was in the Rumble. And like the year, it was either 2 years ago or it might have been last year also, Vicky Guerrero entered.
I think it was the first year.
It was just, it was fun. And I completely, and in all honesty, had completely washed Jillian from my memory until I heard that song hit. I was like, I had completely forgotten about her.
Yeah, she sung her whole entrance.
And perfect for her to have a little interaction with Billie Kay, who's got kind of a similar character.
Billy and Jilly.
That was smart.
Those are your next tag team champions. That's who's going to take it.
Well, probably not, because Billie Kay threw Jillian out of the Rumble.
Truth. Truth.
So.
Then we had Pidgeotto coming out at number 9. Looks like a bird.
You're freaking terrible. I like her. I like Ruby Riott.
I've never cared anything about her at
I
all.
don't like her at all.
Pidgeotto. God, you're awful.
Ruby used Gust and blew out her competitors. What did she eliminate? She eliminated anybody? She eliminated Baszler?
She threw out one person, and it was I don't know.
Baszler threw her out.
Yeah, no, she threw out Billie Kay.
Okay.
All right. 11 through 15 then.
Yeah, 11 through 15. Who were
All
the
right,
next?
so 11, we have Peyton Royce. 12, Santana Garrett. 13, Liv Morgan. 14, Rhea Ripley, who lasted for 39 minutes and 6 seconds and eliminated 7 other competitors, which was the most for this Rumble. And then 15, we had Charlotte Flair.
There's your pick, Rev.
There she was. And I was like, yep, halfway through the pack, she's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to pull a I can go the distance. Get right on there.
She lasted
Well.
33 minutes and 47 seconds.
Mm-hmm. So we have a nice little batch of them in there, and there's a lot of great moments which you get great moments in the Rumble anyway. It's my favorite pay-per-view. You see different teams kind of forming and unlikely couples scenarios, and you had Liv and Ruby doing some great Riot Squad stuff. I love Liv Morgan. I wish that they would push her. I think she's fantastic in the ring. I like her persona. But hopefully they are the two. They are my pick to take the tag titles off of Shayna and Nia at Mania. They are my pick to do it.
And we had a little iconic reunion, but Billy didn't do the pose because she's.
Mm-mm.
Who was she tagged with? Jillian at that time? Or
Well,
was
and
that
No, at
somebody
that
else?
time she was with
She's
Ruby.
been-
She was
she's trying to be part of the
appease
Riot
her.
Squad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shame.
So, yeah. Take us through 20.
All right, so 16, Dana Brooke. 17, Hall of Famer Tori Wilson. 18, Lacey Evans. 19, Mickey James. And 20, Nikki Cross.
Tori Wilson, one of Rev's all-time favorites.
What a lady.
It
She's a
says
lady.
it says on here, this can't be right, that Nikki Cross was eliminated by Carlito. Did that happen?
No.
No.
What? Why does this say this? Come on, Wikipedia.
By Carlito.
Wikipedia.
That's what we get for looking at Wikipedia.
Mm.
Not a
But
trusted
that was cool.
source.
Mickey James coming back. Tori Wilson's cool. Always good to see the pops. Dana Brooke, she did like a jump right off the like. At what point does she realize like she's gonna have to just probably pack it up and go home? This poor girl has got so many concussions and like broken things. I tip my cap to the toughness, but what's she doing on top rope at Rumble? Why is that your first move? You a bodybuilder. Go build the
She
body
is-
and throw people out. This is perfect for you. This is your match.
I just don't like Dana Brooke. However, I did make the comment to our dear friends at 607 Podcasts, Rich and Ken M. They were doing their live watch through on their Twitch. And I said I would rather watch Blue Pants and Dana Brooke tag team than watch Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. But that being said, I do not like Dana Brooke. I think she's just blech.
Yeah, same.
So let's finish it out. Who were the next? Who was the rest of them?
All right, 21, Alicia Fox. 22, Mandy Rose. 23, Dakota Kai. 24, Carmella. She only lasted 47 seconds. 25, Tamina. 26, Lana. 27, Alexa Bliss. 28, Ember Moon. 29, Nia Jax. And 30, Natalya. We were really nervous when that 30 spot was coming up. It's like, all right, everybody's out here. We completely forgot about Natty. And I'm like, guys, what if it's Ronda Rousey? And we were like, but fortunately, it was not Ronda Rousey. I've never been so happy to see Natty before.
So we got a
Because I
funny
knew
moment,
Natty,
though.
I knew Natty wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
Aw.
We got a funny moment though during that last half of the Women's Rumble. Truth comes out after Alicia Fox, and he's like, "Oh, wrong Rumble, my bad." And then all of a sudden, here comes the parade of people chasing after the 24/7 title, and you've got like poor Drew Gulak, who I think is very talented and being crapped on.
Just Job
and-
City pile.
Yeah, some other people, and they were chasing after him, and there was a back and forth. Alicia pins him, becomes the 24/7 champion, and then she's celebrating, and then Truth pins her, and then gets it back, and then runs over to the panel. And he's like, "Did you see that? Did you see that? It's crazy. I've got my head on a swivel," and blah blah blah. And he's talking and all that, and then he's chased out. He's chased out of the building. So we got a little bit of an interruption, and I think it was Juice who said, "Could you imagine that being your job in this business? Is you're part of the guys chasing Truth for the 24/7 title?" Like, you kind of feel for him.
Everybody's got to hold a Tommy gun at some point.
So who?
It's just like, how do you escape that? Like, how do you get out of that and
Break through.
rise to anything higher than that at that point? I would just sort of feel like it was all over.
If I'm Drew Gulak or any of them that are having to chase Truth for the 24/7 title, I am immediately saying, so I think I would be better back at NXT.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Like, please put me back in NXT.
Put me back at NXT where Hunter knows what I can do and was doing good things with me.
But did we mention Peter? Did he...
Boy, Peter Rosenberg with the 24/7 title.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how much time this title got, like, over anything else? 24/7 title. Just like a spoof
Peter
title.
Rosenberg is our 24/7 champion.
No, that's already over with.
Yeah, he lost it Monday, right?
I don't know. R-Truth climbed up the balcony into Peter Rosenberg's hotel room and pinned him in there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It is insane how quick that thing changes. And for it to have been uncovered by Mick Foley, and at first we were like, that is an ugly freaking belt. And like him talking about like when I was hardcore champion and it could be, defended anywhere, anytime. And I was like, there's still something missing about it. It's just it's not the hardcore championship. It's not being defended the way that this has become a joke at this point.
It's the roll-up title.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think it's ugly.
I'll be honest, I hate it, but it was cool seeing Peter Rosenberg get it because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
So,
well, he was for a pretty good stint of time one of the few podcasts I listened to when I started getting into podcasts, because you introduced them to me, Juice.
Mm-hmm.
We'd listen to him on the road all the dang time. It was so mage. And so that was a cool moment. It was really cool.
For that. Yeah.
And I was sitting there going like, Peter Rosenberg's going to win. Peter Rosenberg's going to, and he did it. I was really excited.
That was the weirdest pin on the planet, though.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was so awkward.
Renee tweeted, I expected a better schoolboy from Peter Rosenberg.
Good Lord. It was awful.
So, who was our final three? It was Charlotte, Bianca.
The Omni.
It was the Omni Flare, Bianca Belair,
and Rhea Ripley.
And Rhea Ripley. Within that three, you've got last year's Mania match, which was freaking fantastic.
Charlotte they have really done nothing for after that.
No.
Because it was really very little build up to that. I feel like that would be an easy extension because they killed it at Mania.
I really like Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
I know Juice doesn't like her that much, but
pretty much Rhea and Bianca looked at each other and was like, hey, we got to get Charlotte out so one of us can move on, which I like that. Yeah. I like that decision. I like that.
Kind of like she had her time. She had her time.
She's literally been a generation of like women coming up.
Yep.
Like she's been through it.
She's part of the 4 horsewomen.
Mm-hmm. So now it's kind of, which is so crazy too, though, because all those girls are still, fairly young for performance-wise, but you got like this whole new generation of women, which that kills me too. It's like you got so many good women in NXT and stuff. Like, why not use these like pieces to promote your women's division? Because it's so good right now. women's division, I think by far, talent wise, is better than the men's. They just don't use them. That's not usually the case in the past.
That's true. There's so many outlets you could go with the women's division that they're just letting sit in the wayside, sit in the abyss that, you know, if you don't pull the trigger on it, we've seen how many years went by and they didn't pull the trigger on Sting and Taker because they thought they'd have the time. And then they realized, oh, well, now we don't have the time.
But it
now
sounds,
Sting's gone.
Well, it sounds kind of like it wasn't necessarily that. It was more of the fact that Vince didn't think that it would be a draw. And it's like, are you out of your mind?
Proves how out of touch he is.
People would have gone crazy for that. Are you kidding me? How does he fail to see that? But, you know, there might be more to it than that. That's just what I heard. But sounds pretty crazy to me.
So the first one out of this top three is Charlotte Flair. And then she does this weird smile thing. Like, I know like she just got the joke she was told backstage before coming out. She just sits there and grins like, I get it now. She's like, oh.
She has a lot of teeth too. I can't even get my mouth that wide. She was like,
she's sitting there and she's smiling. She's like, to get to the other side. I get it now. God, I get it. Okay.
You both are going to team up on me. You know who I am. You know who I am.
That's a good De Niro. That's a good De Niro.
Charlotte Flair. You know that? So it's probably going to be, honestly, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. But Charlotte has to win the title from Asuka. And it's the three, like that smile. She's like, oh, this ain't letting you go. I'm not letting it go.
I don't think so.
But then we get the two that remain dangling on the outside. And they finally come to their own. And then they're like, hey, chill, cool it. We're just going to get in the ring and then finish this back. Show me your hands. Nothing fishy. And then Bianca gets the upper hand and switches the throw and then tosses Rhea Ripley OR double over the ropes. Then we get Bianca B double, R double and B double. B double wins.
Let me tell you, as a Tennessean with Knoxville in our backyard, literally all the Tennessee games I've been to, all the time I've spent on that campus and at Neyland Stadium, and knowing that she, you know, is an SEC and a championship runner for the University of Tennessee and a Knoxville, Tennessee girl, not only made it to the WWE, but won the freaking Royal Rumble this year and is going to Main Event Mania. It's cool. I mean, Tennessee athletics have been less than stellar, except for basketball, for the past few years. So it's kind of nice to see a victory from a Knoxville, Tennessee athlete.
Like, we'll take it, buddy.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
So how'd your football season go? Oh, well, how'd your Royal Rumble season go? Because go Vols.
Rocky Top plays in the background.
That should be her entrance music at WrestleMania.
Oh,
It
dear
really
God.
should. Sung by John Cena.
Oh, no.
That was awful. Awful.
I always loved going to live events in Knoxville, but also hated them because I knew that John Cena would end the night with singing Rocky Top.
Every time. Because he's such a big sports dude anyway. So it's like,
Oof.
always. But, I mean, you could see, like, from the time that she got on the scene, Bianca, this was so good for her push-wise to elevate her. She started super early. She looked good through the whole thing. She went toe-to-toe with, you know, the top people on NXT and on Raw. And I think this is going to be a really good, like, Kofi-like push for her. I think it's going to be, I mean, obviously, I don't know if it'd be the magnitude of the win, but I feel like she'll get catapulted into like a Sasha Banks level, like Charlotte level, Becky level, on that like top tier. She's definitely A tier. This will help her out.
So she's our winner, and that was Josh's pick. So he won the Women's Royal Rumble. No better of a girl to win the Royal Rumble than Josh. So I was happy for him. It's proud of him.
Thank you.
Proud of his pick.
Golf clap.
Match of the night.
Even though you pre-picked it. So, I mean, there's asterisks.
House rules.
Hey, this is Ken M.
Padawan J.
Coach Duffy. From the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour podcast. Every week, the ODPH is talking sports, movies, TV, comics, and more. It's always a parlay of topics on each episode. You can find the ODPH on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and wherever you find great podcasts, such as the one you're listening to right now. Don't forget to check out OchoDuroParlayHour.com, where you can find the links to all of the ODPH social media accounts, links to the bands whose music you hear each week on the show, hashtag 607 podcast info, and parlay points, our companion blog section of the show. Thanks for listening to the ODPH. Now get back to your regularly scheduled podcast.
Next up is Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens.
Oof. Bad ending. Botch ending.
Yeah. Poor Heyman in the handcuffs there, huh?
Yeah. Did you notice that when it happened, like in real time, Rev? The botch?
Yeah,
the ref stopped counting.
Yeah, well, that ref completely went away. They had a new guy. Like, it wasn't the same ref. What did he get to? Like
little
5 or 6?
switcheroony.
Yeah, he did. He got to like 5 or 6, and he just went out of the camera.
John, you're not on this match. Trade. Switch.
So for the spots that they had, it was a cool match. I feel like I don't know why. I don't know if it's Kevin Owens that does this, because he is a good in the ring wrestler, but he's such like a, I don't know if it's pride or if it's like being a tough guy or what, but he like lives and dies by his spots. And you can tell that with Seth Rollins at the last Mania, which is fun. And this match right now, it's like some of it's fun, but it's like, I just don't think he'll ever pass anything because he lives and dies by his spots. And you can't take him seriously, like caring about him, because it's like really high quality spot and then it kind of goes off. Really high quality spot and then it goes off. And then I don't think Roman needed any of this. I think both our champions on this like card, like they didn't gain anything from either one of these matches. I mean, there was cool spots throughout the whole thing, but I think that's about it.
Yeah.
I would have gotten more of a story out of if the match stood originally as it was supposed to go. That WWE agent that was running around with the bald guy that brought KO into the match.
Pierce?
What's his name? Yeah, Pierce.
Adam Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
If this match had been last man standing and he literally just beat the dog crap out of Adam Pierce the entire time,
Yeah,
I think it would have been a better story, just like establishing dominance as opposed to, well, here's KO again, who you've fought how many times?
so many
And
times.
we know that you're going to retain. So I just think it would have been a better story if Pierce was, came in black sweatpants and a black shirt instead of his old wrestling attire from
It would honestly, I know we always
and just got the dog crap beaten out of him.
we always bring this up, but it's like the prime example. If like you want heat as a heel, you bring it back to JBL and Hornswoggle in the cage. Like you want to feel sorry for somebody, be like, I have no affiliation with this guy, but this dude is getting his ass beat, and it's uncomfortable to watch. And it's like that's how you create a monster heel. You want to hate this guy.
Yeah, like when he was beating the crap out of his cousin a couple months ago when they were having matches together. Like they'd had, I guess it was Hell in a Cell, and he just beat the crap out of whichever Uso it was. I still can't tell the difference in them. And sorry, I can't. And
Jay.
and so it's like you said, like I was uncomfortable. I was like, man, and it's made me feel like, man, Roman's a dick. So
Yeah.
that's what you're right. That's what we needed.
Mm-hmm. Which they had cool spots. The golf cart spot was really cool, really well done. The forklift jumping off that spot, like you could. I guarantee KO's body is like super freaking sore coming into Monday, but it's just what for though, you know?
He's lost to Roman like 4 or 5 times now. So
like that. Why do we care at this point?
Yeah, where does he go from here?
And like you said, the botch finish just made it weird. So even the ending, like the choke out, was just like, I don't know.
I'll tell you where he goes. I'll tell you where KO goes. He wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Or no. KO is your next King of the Ring.
I don't know. Then that would be like the same thing as freaking King Corbin having like a broody, like regular dude have.
Well, I don't think he's doing the crown thing anymore, is he?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Is he?
He wore it like last week.
I usually go to the bathroom when Baron Corbin comes out.
He's been doing this King thing for like 2 years.
So long, bro.
Remember, like seeing we were at Raw or SmackDown or something when it was the last match of the King of the Ring. It was Corbin versus Chad Gable. It was a great match, and Baron Corbin wins. We're like, oh, we're gonna see the crowning of a new King of the Ring. And they bring the little throne out and everything. He wins the match, and he walks by it, and they go to commercial.
Doesn't sit there. Doesn't hold his scepter and his crown like every king has ever done. Even Stone Cold sat on the damn throne. I mean, good Lord. I was like, I already had a bad taste in my mouth for Captain Sad Belly of King Corbin. And he wouldn't even sit on the damn throne. Now, after that, I was like, well, that's strike 3 for you. I don't like you anymore.
Ruined.
I'll go to the bathroom when Corbin's out there.
Yeah. He has go home here.
Worst. Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, I guess positive out of this match as well. Roman Reigns keeps going, and we are trucking to Mania with the big dog, the head of the table.
More cred to his heeldom moving forward.
You got to give him credit. I mean, he's pretty much taken John Cena's spot. Like when nobody else is there, he's the standard now. So he's what we got.
So moving on.
Moving on is the 30-man men's Royal Rumble match. 2 competitors will begin this match, and every 90 seconds, another competitor will enter.
And we already knew that 1 and 2 were going to be Edge and Randy Orton.
Pre-announced.
Right.
Pre-announced.
Even though we did get it mixed up because I gave Juice wrong information. I said Randy was 1 and Edge was 2, but it was flipped.
Yeah, I just switched that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's why it was good to have a dry erase board and not the chart paper.
You would have been using a black Sharpie on chart paper, and you would have had to do that ugly scribble out, and switch.
It would have been terrible. It would have ruined the whole Rumble experience.
You'd have started the whole thing over. You'd have been like, next page.
This is true. So anyway, shall we continue? How far do you want me to go?
Yes.
How far?
Let's go for the first 10.
All right. So Hall of Famer Edge, and then Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Mustafa Ali, Jeff Hardy, Dolph Ziggler, Shinsuke Nakamura, Carlito with the return. Good to see Carlito. Xavier Woods and Big E.
Carlito looked good.
He looked yoked, bro.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Alone. Still got it.
Jesus, he was never that big. He looked like a little boy last time, and now he is an oak. He was just a sprout. Now he is a whole apple tree.
So any standouts with those 10?
The fact that Jeff Hardy entered at number 5 and like in a matter of minutes was eliminated.
He lasted 3 minutes and 25 seconds. He was the first person eliminated.
At number 5, Jeff Hardy.
By Dolph Ziggler.
And eliminated. that quick.
Hey, at least he's
I was
getting
like, is he
paid.
being punished again? I feel like Jeff's always being punished for something.
I feel like he's really just there so the Hardy Boys don't exist right now. Because WWE is WWE. So he's a placeholder.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
They won't let him go as long as Matt's gone in AEW. They won't
Have
let
you
him go.
okay, sidebar. Have you seen Matt's new thing? Like Sports Agent Matt? So
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Stupid.
hard
I've
pass.
had so many versions.
Version
Well,
10.
And like 3 or 4 months ago, he cut this big promo saying how he was done with gimmicks and he was just going to be Matt Hardy. And that was it.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Well, and Adam Page. They're doing stupid storyline on Adam Page, too. Like, Matt was like, I hear you are dressing in the hallways. You don't have any friends in the locker room. You just need to. I've got a huge one-person dressing room. You can come on over here. And I'm like, that's goofy as hell. This is Adam Page cowboy you're trying to build up as your massive baby face. Like, why the hell would you tell anybody that he's dressing in alone in the hallways?
Sympathy.
That takes his cool factor out, though. Like, that's
I question so many things about AEW.
yeah.
I mean, not that WWE's been much better, but
For all their good, they have equal and exact bad.
yeah,
So
like
it's-
Darby Allin throwing his skateboard out a window. That was ridiculous.
But anyway,
All right,
enough about
so
TNA or TNA.
you want me to do the next section?
Yes.
All right, so 11, John Morrison, 12, Ricochet, 13, Elias, 14, Damian Priest, 15, The Miz, 16, Riddle, 17, Daniel Bryan, 18, Kane, 19, King Corbin, and 20, Otis.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Otis, who did he pick up? And I was like, good God, he picked this guy up, about dropped him, but caught him before the dude's foot hit the ground, and then threw him over for like a T-bone suplex. I was like, bro, you just grabbed like a 250-pound man and just like
Was
picked
it
him up
Miz?
before he fell. Like,
I don't know that. I
Lord.
just say that because I know they've had like a story.
But
It
yeah,
might
he
have been
just-
Miz, but
he
'cause
caught him out of the
It
air.
wasn't Dolph. It was someone bigger than Dolph.
yeah,
I know that.
an easy 200 plus, but he
Or
just
maybe
like
Jomo.
cleaned him, just
It was,
tossed
it
him.
was fantastic. He is slept on a little bit. I think
That was super
people aren't
cool.
taking him serious.
And Damian Priest entering was really cool. I like his vibe that he's got. Like whatever they're doing with him, I hope they just keep him like that. I don't know if he needs like the endorsements and stuff like that he's getting right now. I just wish they would let him grow. Let Priest cook a little bit rather than being like, oh, he's our next big guy. Here, take this legend and, pump him up too. And, oh, he's compared to da-da-da. Just like slow burn him. Let him be Priest. Give him some squash matches. Let him be in like a cool, like somebody's established like Elias, and then make him have like good matches, but overall slap him around and move on, build him up.
It's probably going to be
Yes.
Damian Priest and this bunny guy against
Oh.
Miz and Morrison at WrestleMania. That's probably what's going to happen.
I heard
Yeah.
that just because the bunny dude got over like 1 million hits on the YouTube section, and all the other clips from the Rumble was like sitting at 300K, so that's why they brought him back.
Okay, so
Because of
I'd
the youth.
never heard of this dude before in my entire life, but come to find out, apparently he's like this big major deal. I
Yeah.
still don't really know who he is, and I didn't really care much for his music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
no,
the
but
part.
Ultimately,
I like the part where Booker T said, "Can you dig it, sucker?" Other than that,
And
I
you
could
called
pass.
that seconds before.
yeah, I did. I'd never heard that song before.
That's like a legit song with Booker T.
Yes,
Like, that
it's
wasn't
called
like-
it's called Booker T. And Booker T wears that exact same outfit in the music video, and he stands in that same pose.
it's
And then I guess
odd.
he says, "Can you dig it, sucker?"
It's odd. But we did get to have a little priest at the Royal Rumble. You see what I did there?
I have a little priest.
Have a little priest. Out of that batch, there was some fun stuff like Otis. almost deadlifting, catching in midair, and almost just no momentum going towards change the momentum and chuck the guy over. I think he slipped on. I think he'll be good. But is he a heavyweight champion? Probably not.
Big E was looking strong throughout this like little stretch too, though.
Mm-hmm. He's getting his push.
I wish he would, man. He deserves it.
Mm-hmm. He's
wish he would lose
push.
his goofiness. I know that's probably like I feel like he's been him for like 10 years. Like, just get a little edge. 'Cause you're not going anywhere with like pancakes.
It's going to take a while to un-New Day the New Day.
Yeah.
You know, to wipe out what they were, because they've been New Day for how long? I mean,
So long.
7 years. I don't know. I think they're going to try to keep it going for a while, and I think they're just going to go this whole route of Big E's doing his own thing, but he's still part of the group. I think they're going to do it.
Who knows? Who knows?
For a while. Yeah.
which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I really like Big E a lot, and he was kind of like my second pick, low key
Sleeper pick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So finish this out.
Well, we also did mention that we had a Team Hell No reunion.
Oh yeah,
We did have a Team Hell No reunion. They hugged it out. We got to see Mayor Kane again with his new gut.
Daniel Bryan, who was my pick, he was in there and he lasted 28 minutes and 50 seconds, and he was eliminated by a returning Seth Rollins. All right, so finishing it out, 21, Dominic Mysterio lasted for 2 minutes, and he eliminated King Corbin. So good job, Dominic. Bobby Lashley at 22. Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through at number 23. Christian at 24. That was awesome. 25, AJ Styles. 26, Rey Mysterio. 27, Sheamus. 28, Cesaro. 29, Seth Rollins. And number 30, Braun Strowman.
We forgot about him too. Because we
I
were
just
like,
feel
what
like-
30s Brock Lesnar.
I just feel like he's just been here for so long, and it's just I feel like that's the problem with most of the roster. It's like they've been here so long, and they're just like in quicksand, and like you just at the point where they're trying to get them to, you just don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm. He's jacked though.
He is jacked. He's looking super yoked, super swole. I was thinking about this. People were saying, do you think that they kept Christian from Edge because of that reaction? Looked kind of genuine. Like, oh, tag team back together again. They had like a little tear in the eye.
That's
pretty cool.
Back again. Yeah, that was so cool.
It was
so
good.
Cool.
There was no standout person in the Rumble who like had a whole bunch of eliminations for this year. A lot of people got 3 eliminations, but tied with 4 eliminations is Big E and Damian Priest, and that was it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of cleared the ring a few times. I think Priest, Big E, Bryan, and then maybe Lashley. They kind of lasted quite a while, but most of the people I don't think was lasting more than 20 minutes.
Bobby Lashley was in there for 4 minutes. He eliminated 3 people. Christian was in for 18 minutes. He eliminated 1. Seth Rollins eliminated 3. Braun Strowman 3.
Oh, we did forget to mention Randy too, and their ploy the whole time, where he got his knee hurt, and then
His knee hurt.
sent away, and then they kept saying, "Oh, but he's still in the match. He's still right. We got it. Well, you know,
Taken-
he's coming.
Okay.
He's coming
Taken
back.
to a medical facility.
But he's not eliminated.
We got it.
We get it. We get it.
Well, this
surprise.
is a ploy. This is a game. We got it. We see the story playing out. We're not dumb.
Yeah. But not a bad
ultimately-
Rumble. I mean, no like crazy, other than maybe Christian and Carlito. No like crazy entrances, but it was a solid Rumble though. I was entertained the whole time.
Yeah. And ultimately, it came down to Orton and Edge. Orton
And-
slithered his way back in after Edge eliminated
Rollins, I think, right?
Seth.
No.
He
Was it
eliminated Seth. Yeah. And the minute he turned around, he gets an RKO, and I could feel the damn it in just radiating off of Juice.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I could just feel the damn it, not again.
No.
And ever the opportunist, Edge flipped it around on him and threw him out and won the men's Royal Rumble. My pick. I picked Edge. My pick won.
I think that the women's Rumble might have been better than the men's Rumble. My
I
opinion.
would say that.
Yeah.
I think overall, just the action and the, I don't know. I just think the women are really solid right now. Not saying like the men aren't, but just like we just talked about, I feel like everybody that we've seen for 10 years.
Yeah, there's no new stars.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But Edge winning is awesome. That was super cool because there's only been 3 to win from the number 1 spot. So, and they actually said that. They said there's only been 3, and that's kind of like, I mean, they're
It's history.
acknowledging Chris Benoit, low key anyway,
Mm-hmm.
because it's been Shawn, Chris, and now Edge.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. I don't know if I'd want to bring him back, honestly. that's
No.
That's tough. But honestly, too, like, when are we going to put Randy in like the top heel spot of all time? That man is so solid. Like, he is just so good from beginning to end. Like, he's at least a top 5. Probably not top. Obviously, Flair's top, but at least top 5 heel of all time.
I'd
Thoughts?
say that.
Not a big Randy fan, to be honest.
You don't have to be a fan to acknowledge work, though.
Top 5 though.
Heels, name a better heel. Name 4 better heels than Randy Orton.
Oh, The Rock,
Obviously, Flair.
Ric
is
Flair.
one.
Rock is a heel. Hollywood Rock. Hollywood Rock is underrated, but he's not better than Randy.
Rock was a heel in 1998, buddy. When he broke out of the Nation, he was corporate Rock with Vince and everything. That was
Yeah.
heel Rocky.
But that was a trash heel, though. Compared to Hollywood Rock, he was so much better at the heel. As like his top heel, easily Hollywood Rock.
Vince McMahon,
Hollywood
Go
Hogan.
on.
Hollywood Hogan.
I wouldn't give that one. I think
No?
the initial shock of Hogan, maybe, but body of work, I don't think so. I don't think Hogan was a good heel. I think the fact that he turned made him a good heel. I don't
think
think
that's-
his work made him a good heel.
That's a fair point, but for me personally, I hated nobody more than I hated Hollywood Hogan as a kid. So
You hated Hogan? That was like
yeah.
a cool thing to like Hogan.
No, I was Wolfpack.
He had to be NWO first, though.
No, because I was all about Sting. So Sting was against the NWO first.
You know what I was hearing the other day? Just listening to your boy. Podcast, old
Cornette.
podcast guy.
Bruce Pritchard, Rosenberg, Cornette.
No, Cornette. And he was talking about how doo-doo Sting's promos were. And I never really thought about it. But he
Yeah.
always has awful promos.
Yeah, not great. He stole a lot of movie lines too. Like I remember him stealing Jim Carrey's lines from Batman Forever back in the day and talking
Oh.
about it on Nitro. Like he even said, "Who's afraid of the big black bat?"
He tried to
Jesus.
make Why So
Still love
Serious
him.
work in TNA, but he changed it to
Yeah.
Curious.
Still love him though.
That's why you gotta love Crow
What
Sting.
about Edge? What about Edge? Heel work.
I mean, I think they're in the same spot, honestly. Like, you can't have one without the other. But Edge was mostly, like, I think more so in their time together, he was face over Randy. And that's just like a natural, I think, progression of it because Randy's just a better heel, I think.
Mm.
Because when you match heel and heel, Like, whoever is heel in that situation is probably the better heel, right?
I don't know, man. I just can't give him top 5. Top 10 maybe, but I can't give him top 5.
That'd be interesting. Let's if you're listening to this and you're a wrestling fan, would you put Randy Orton in top 5 heels of all time? Definitely a question for the listeners.
Easily.
I'm specifically talking to
Especially
Ken M, Rich from Three Fat Nerds. What do you two think? Randy Orton, top 5 heel of all time.
2007, Randy. He gave
Legend killer.
no doo-doos. I'm going to say the S word, but we're on the main show right now. Yeah, like legend killer stuff, spitting in their face, just booting everybody. Like okay,
The pun.
Legacy. Who did you hate more than you hated Randy Orton when he was with Legacy? That's such good work. You hated him. You wanted to see anybody get your hands on Orton. I've never felt that way about Hollywood.
Oh, I did. For sure.
Only time maybe Goldberg, but I was never a huge Goldberg fan. But when Goldberg won against Hollywood, I was like, yeah, he deserved that. But I never hated anybody like I did Orton. Because he was my boy, and then he turned, and he was like, I just love Orton.
What about Jericho?
I don't know. He's always been like a midway. I never felt like he's like a crazy heel unless he was up against like a really good babyface. Like Shawn Michaels, like when he was like doing his wife angle, that was like a really good stretch of heel stuff. But like body of work, I'm talking about encompassing your entire heel life, not singular moments. You can't beat Randy. You just can't.
Okay. Let's see what the people say.
Because everybody's had a heel turn in a good heel moment, but body of work? Come on. Let's argue.
So that was our Royal Rumble. Our 2 big winners were Bianca Belair and the Rated R superstar,
Love it.
Edge.
And by the way, no Pat Patterson tribute in the first Royal Rumble after his passing. What's up with that?
That's what I was shocked. I was shocked.
I know,
we
he
didn't
always
get
puts
a
them together, right?
in-memory-
I mean, like they did the big hologram of Percy, Paul Bearer for the Undertaker thing. Why couldn't they do a little something for Pat?
I mean, probably not a lot of people are. I mean, obviously, if you're a fan, but like your casuals that they're going for probably won't know Pat. He's not been around in PG era.
I mean, I don't know. I think like they could have at least put up something like this year's Royal Rumble dedicated to the memory of Pat Patterson.
Yeah, I agree.
Move on. You know,
I mean,
something.
he's the first Intercontinental Champion, wasn't he?
He was.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
So real quick, last question. Rumble. We know the winners. Opinions. Who they fighting? Who's your picks?
I think Bianca goes after Sasha, and I think that Edge will face Reigns.
Juice? You don't think there'll be a triple threat in there anywhere?
No, I don't think that.
Charlotte's my pick.
I think Sasha and Bianca would be a more interesting story and probably a more interesting match, a better match. But I really do think that Asuka and Bianca Belair could have a good thing too. But I'm going to go with Sasha as well. But I want Bianca to win, and I don't think that she would. That's the thing. And then for the men, Roman is the thing that makes the most sense, but I don't. To me, though, like Edge doesn't stand a chance.
I don't think he stands a chance against either one. The way they built him up, unless he has a really good run.
Yeah.
Through Mania, because he's coming in as like super underdog. But Roman would make more sense, I think, because then you'd have a babyface versus babyface. Now, I don't think you lose Drew's momentum with Edge.
Yeah,
that seems weird.
And it seems like they're doing, big baby face with Edge, return, fan favorite, legend, Hall of Famer. Obviously, he's going to be a baby face. Drew's pretty big baby face right now. I don't see him doing anything with the whole NXT deal, even though he was on NXT tonight. So I think Roman makes the most sense, but I don't see it being just a regular, like, just a plain match. There's going to have to be some sort of stipulation to it so that it's, in my opinion, credible, believable that Edge is going to stand a chance against Roman.
It's going to be Edge's career versus Roman's head of the table and title. And then it's going to be Sasha and Bianca and Charlotte.
Yeah, that's good. That's good booking. Maybe.
Hey, do you let Roman Reigns retire Edge over like later down the road Orton retiring him?
No.
Or
needs to be Roman.
Edge doesn't need to have. He said, I've read that he's in it full time if he's back, like week to week. But I don't think he can handle that. I think that his run should be till Mania, and then he should go away. I don't think he should overdo it.
Yeah. And that's just going to add to that heel legacy of Roman Reigns, make us have a little more disdain for him because he's put away the fan favorite.
Mm-hmm. But that would take away, the only thing that would concern me with that booking is you don't have a DB moment or a Kofi moment. You kind of have a dark Mania. And with everything that's happened this year, I don't know if they would do that. You know, that's the only hesitation I would say. But if Drew got like crowds or if something, I mean, we still have a few pay-per-views. So, I mean, Drew could cough it up again and something.
Yeah, things can happen. We don't know.
Things could happen. Orton could take it off of Drew, and then all of a sudden it's Edge and Orton at WrestleMania.
Good God.
Oh, surely he's going to do something with Bray Wyatt again.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Bray probably would go with Drew. Oh, that would be good. I forgot about The Fiend. The Fiend winning at Drew's expense might be that, like, fan feel-good moment. Because Goldberg ruined that. So Drew beat Goldberg, got all that out of the way, and then Fiend gets back his title at Mania. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Bliss is messing with Orton, too, though. So so many mixing pots. Stay tuned.
So how many stars do you think have won the Royal Rumble and lost their title opportunity at Mania?
Well, I just so happen to have the list here.
Kyle, get the books.
Do you want to keep count of wins, somebody keep count of losses real quick?
What?
Ready?
Let's go.
Yokozuna won. Lex Luger lost.
Wait, am I lost or you win?
Your losses.
Okay, so 1-1. Bret Hart won. Shawn Michaels lost. Shawn Michaels won. Following year doesn't count. Stone Cold won. Doesn't count. The Rock lost. Stone Cold won. Triple H won. Brock Lesnar won. Chris Benoit won. Batista won. Rey Mysterio won. The Undertaker won. John Cena lost. Randy Orton lost. Edge lost. Alberto Del Rio lost.
Damn.
Sheamus won. John Cena won. Batista lost. Roman Reigns lost. Randy Orton won. Shinsuke Nakamura lost. Seth Rollins won. And Drew McIntyre won.
16 winners.
10 losers.
There you go.
That's wild.
Oh, man.
Pretty close, though.
You didn't count any of the girls. What's up with that, bro?
Okay.
We've had
2 wins and 1 loss.
Dang. So the numbers are telling. Edge is going to win.
numbers are telling.
Bianca's going to lose.
Yeah,
Could be.
probably right.
Before we close out here, there's a lot of malice towards Edge coming back and winning the Royal Rumble. There's no way around it. There's a lot of people out there who have a lot of hate for the fact that he's a Hall of Famer, he's older, he's already retired once, and they let him win the Royal Rumble. What do you say to that? You think he was the best story? Do you think there's some merit in being upset about it?
No, I think become a star and earn that spot yourself.
Couldn't agree more.
I think, though, it depends on your stardom already. Because some would say, if you're at the top and white hot, as they say, and you don't get a main event at WrestleMania because of John Cena and The Rock, things might happen differently. But Mustafa Ali, shut up, bro. You ain't on that level.
I know. I was fine hearing complaints from CM Punk, but Ali has some way to go before his words have merit in my mind.
What has he done? Nothing.
Like,
you
why don't you
literally
go?
get.
You can go complain to Hackjaw and Slapjack and Flappers and Gumdrop and go complain to them. Like, dude, you've been here for 2 seconds.
If it's an angle, sure, get some heat because your storyline sucks, but nobody's really paying attention to you anyway, so I don't know.
True.
Like, do something. Like, go pull a DB and just knee the shit out of a ref or something like that. Make something. Do it. Some impact. Somebody's just going to have to nut up and do something out of the ordinary to break through those walls. Because we need somebody. Because that's literally why they're bringing back all the old people. Because we have no one to go up against our good people. We have maybe 4 good people. We got Reigns, we got Drew, we got AJ Styles, we got DB, sometimes DB, because he gets put down in the mid card. Sometimes we got Rollins back.
If they would change the Messiah gimmick, I think that needs to go.
So we got 5. We got 5 main superstars, and you can't have rotations with 2 shows and 5 people. They have to bring back. That's why they keep bringing Goldberg back and Brock Lesnar. Like, who's a bigger draw? Name somebody. No one.
Yep. I'm with you.
You're preaching to the choir. Any last words about the Royal Rumble before we close it out, Juice?
I'm excited for WrestleMania.
Mania season is upon us, gentlemen. Rev, any final words?
For my complaining, I had a lot of fun at the Rumble. Like, I was entertained the whole time. I didn't feel like it was, even though looking back on it and picking it apart like we do always, I had fun through all the matches other than maybe the pre-show match because we were focused on other things. I didn't feel like I watched any match and was like, ugh, this again, come on. It was it felt fast-paced. I felt like the Rumble, having 2 Rumbles now, with the girls and the guys, sometimes feels like in the past, this is taking forever. We need to get to it. But both of them felt fun. We had enough spots to where I felt like it flew by. Maybe it was just JD doing marker aerobics that I was entertained by. Either way, I was entertained. So,
well, it definitely was a great time. It was great for the 3 of us to be in the same room watching not just a Rumble, but any wrestling pay-per-view together. The last time we had gotten to do that was AEW's pay-per-view where Mox took the title from Jericho. And before that, I couldn't tell you when. So it was really great getting to do this with you all. I hope that we do get to stick to it and do the AEW pay-per-view next month. Us come down to you this time, Rev. And we'll definitely be talking about it on 30 and Nerdy after that. But that's a good month away. Until then, if you have any qualms with anything we have said on this episode, if you agree or disagree with who won, who should have won, the direction that we think it either is going or should be going, let us know. Hashtag 30 and Nerdy Pod. Rev, why don't you tell them about your Instagram if they are collectible fans?
Yes, Rev Collections with a 3 on the collection, so Rev_collection. And the room is pretty nice, so I'm going to start throwing up some new photos of all the things. Actually doing some Pokemon pack openings, even though the savages down here, stupid Logan Paul, literally just spent $2 million on first edition Pokemon packs, and now people can't get anything because everybody's buying Pokemon. People have been collecting forever, like me, so I hate that guy.
Shame. Well, I'm very excited for the 2 of you to let us get your first episode soon of We're Toying With You. That you guys have got that going on. Juice and Rev.
It's in the works.
Yes. All about pops, collections, things like that. So if you're interested in that, they've got that show coming to Patreon, and you can become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/badcastcompany. And we have tons of different tiers and different options on how to support the show, as well as things you get in return. And one of those is a $1 tier, and that allows you to get the bonus shows that we put out. So $1 a month. You can't even get a Pals tea for $1 a month. It's $1.10 every time you go to Pals. And if you're going to Pals, I don't know, maybe some people go 16, 17, 20 times a month since they build one right beside their house. Maybe they do. That's more than $1 a month.
Could be. I've heard of such things.
And if you pay $1, you get to hear a lot more sexy voice content, like our
exactly
WandaVision Wednesdays by these two gentlemen.
WandaVision Wednesdays. Just posted that one on Patreon. Juice and I talked about episodes 3 and 4. Fantastic show, WandaVision. We're really excited to see the direction that the MCU is going. And if you are a fan as well, $1 a month will get you those bonus shows on Patreon. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me on the premiere of season 3 of 30 and Nerdy. Thank you all for listening. If you have anything else to add, 30andnerdypod@gmail.com, or just check out the website, 30andnerdypodcast.com. And we, Rev, will hopefully have the season 1 finale of The Road So Far coming soon. If you're a Supernatural fan, look out for that. Gentlemen, thank you. For these two, the Rev, the juicy one, I am Tyler Mack. Good night and good luck.
You've been listening to the 30 and Nerdy Podcast, the flagship show of Badcast Company Productions. "30 and Nerdy Podcast" is an alternate reality radio show, a member of the Legion of Independent Podcasts, and part of the Council of Nerds. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Join in on the conversation using the hashtag 30andNerdyPod. You can find us and other amazing podcasts at podchaser.com by searching TheApodalypse and PodNation. Got something to say? Email us at 30andnerdypod@gmail.com or find us at 30andnerdypodcast.com. This has been the 30 and Nerdy Podcast. Cheers to you, nerds.